It is a good day for some more CS news. What is up, peeps? Hope you're all doing well, enjoying your day so far, wherever you are around the world. And if you're from North America, you might just be a little happy about today's video. If you're from elsewhere, there's probably a lot going down for Counter-Strike as of late. So what are you guys most excited about? Of course, we've had the London qualifiers, Blast London qualifiers ongoing. That's the biggest thing so far this week. And we did see some upsets. The first question of the day going to all the NAVI fans out there, how are you guys doing? Are you okay? I am so sorry the last 3 tournament results for all of you have not been too good. Coming off the back a while ago of a Cologne run, which many people said was a fluke, and then Navi proved that it was a bit of a fluke. Back-to-back top 16 finishes after that, and they will not be going to Blast London. And who other than a North American team to send them home in one of the most brutal reverse chokes I've ever seen. Navi winning 5 straight rounds just to lose to a pistol force, which eventually closes the series. Because then they do the same thing again the round after. It was weird to watch.
Burden of pressure, and you're no longer choking. You've already kind of done that, right? Like now the game is tied. It's no longer about letting this win slip through your fingers. You've got to dig deep and come back again. Sometimes these rounds you get a little glimmer of the counter-strike we've been seeing up until the choke. And so let's see. Pressure off a little bit, as they're not supposed to win this round.
Wonderful whiff.
Shot for Wonderful.
Wonderful
and that's
whiff.
going to cost them the B site. Breakthrough for M80. Caught on the cross. One back from Alexi. If you're Navi, you're still very interested in this round. Your money is fine regardless, and M80 are anything but comfortable. Twitchy and nervous. Can Navi try and make something happen in a man-down retake?
It feels impossible to lose this round, though, for M80. I know there's been some buzzer beaters that Navi have managed to squeeze in, but how do you even begin to get through these choke points? Util will only go so far. Navi have to force these kills, and they're not coming to you. No one's even pushing. Forget the money. Navi, look away. And M80 on a force by pop, a single wonderful miss is all it takes.
And yes, it is M80 of all the teams out there to send Navi home. If there is any other result you needed, of course, the back-to-back top 16s and now not to qualify here is one thing. But to not qualify because of a team like M80 that a lot of people did not see coming, now arguably, I think they're around a top 20 team in the world, and their last few string of wins in these Blast London qualifiers have been impressive. They take a map off Vitality. They eliminate Virtus Pro in a beautiful moment, which if you guys have not seen this hexed little duck under moment, they literally imploded Virtus Pro with this win.
They cleared the flank out. Hexed hold the shot. Tries to make this really worth his while. He might have to creep under in search of this second player. Hexed! That is beautiful! B-side cracked wide open, and you can't blame Perfecto for this one.
Then they go on to beat Navi, and again, they choke 5 straight rounds to close that last map. They somehow turn around on a force. I literally thought the series was over. There is very much a realm of possibility where M80 is sent home by Navi, but they don't. They eliminate Navi, and they go on to eliminate Fnatic. That is quite the run, especially for a North American team to make this run to get to London. It is the most impressive thing we've seen out of America all year long. Am I wrong?
Dead to blame F on the rotate. Sin's gonna do this all alone. No ammo left. Ducks down a fake dink for blame F. Might think he's lower than he actually is. So Sin wrestling it back.
I still think that rush round for Fnatic is crazy.
I'm wanted, dead or alive.
Listen, I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all, but as an American fan, you got to realize that we got to hold on to these moments when we can, all right? Yes, they beat some lacking European teams right now. Taking a map off Vitality is somehow a victory for us, but we take these moments. We must, as NA fans and as Navi fans. Wow. It has been a rough last month or so. Where do they go from here? Is Makaze the proven piece? And we will have a rough-looking Navi again heading into the back half of this year. who knows what's going down over there. And another team out there making major changes due to personal circumstances. And this is a very tough one to see. Someone like Stavn, I always say Stavn, and there's always criticism of both pronunciations here, as he had a message on social media, and it's due to personal circumstance where he will be taking a step back from Astralis, which is a very unfortunate thing. Also very unfortunate timing. You guys know Astralis has been waning back and forth for a while now. We see glimpses, we see little peaks here and there, and of course with a new Hooksy acquisition, it's a tough little piece for him to deal with, but they will be replacing him with a familiar face that I think a lot of Astralis fans are probably excited about. We don't know where this really goes from here, if it's going to be a permanent staple, which you kind of hope it would be. Like they do well, but for the fact of Stavn actually pulling himself away from the team, you don't necessarily hope for the success and that he stays. You know what I mean? Like it's a very weird spot when it's due to a player's personal decision as opposed to performance-based or Astralis saying, hey, we're benching this player. But Magisk will be stepping up to fill in. And so we will continue to see an Astralis that is not going in a defined manner. Like, I don't know what to expect here, but it's nice to see a friendly face stepping in for the occasion. And so we'll see where Astralis also goes in the future. And right now, CS is so confusing. I don't know if it's because we have been going week after week after week all across the world. I mean, you look at the last 6 weeks these players have had for travel, it does make a little sense why some teams might fall off, especially we saw teams at EWC. One of the teams that fell off there was a team like Spirit. They were coming off back-to-back victories, of course, with Cologne and then with Blast, and then a terrible placement at EWC, which some claim due to travel, maybe due to sickness. The format was not very forgiving either. And then now they will also not be going to London. They crash out in the qualifiers. They first lose to a great-looking Furia. Molodoy doing Molodoy things. He is a highlight reel machine. Furia continue to look very, very consistent and very, very good, and they take down a Team Spirit. Then it's Team Spirit, even more shockingly, I would say the real shock, they're eliminated by G2 in a series which went back and forth until Ancient came around, where G2 13-1 Spirit. And you don't see that too often. That's where I'm like thinking of tilting and save donk, and I don't know what went wrong, but it seemed like after a certain point that game was just over, you know? You ever see those games where you're just like, okay, it's 7-1. This might be a 13-1 type vibe. It feels like they've given up type vibe. Maybe that's just me. It's just such a confusing time for CS right now because we're seeing all of these glimpses from teams at different times, right? Spirit winning back-to-back, but then back-to-back complete flops. Vitality obviously having a terrible start to their back half of this year. We have a team like Mouse who is still good, but looking to make that stamp, and many teams are trying to make that stamp. Mongols finally made theirs, and M80 finally a little spark of life out of North America. Team Liquid, they're here, then they're here, then they're close a lot of the times. So many teams are close to making a bigger glimpse of themselves, but it's just a weird time in CS where a lot of these matchups are not going the way that you think they would 4 to 5 months ago. So yeah, watching CS as of late has been wildly confusing, but I like it because it seems we have a lot more teams in the running than we did 4 to 5 months ago. Like just about any team can make a run now, especially when it comes to a Blast London closed qualifiers. The team who is certainly not making a run, that was Virtus Pro, as they have now completely overhauled their roster. That includes a promotion from VP Academy. Is that Turo? You guys know I'm not even going to try with that one because the bigger one is the replacement of IGL. We talked about last video, that being Electronic, finally will be benched on this roster, who have not done anything in like a year and a half or not done much at all. And that's not to say, I mean, it's criticism for sure, but a lot of teams out there would not even have given it this much time. So I kind of respect it. But with the issues with Flamus being signed on for, millions of dollars and Electronic also millions of dollars, I don't know where this money comes from to sustain a team like this for VP, as they have now replaced him. Perfecto will be back in the roster, which I enjoy. I enjoy Perfecto. I like seeing this move. I don't know if it's the pinnacle changing move that VP needed, but I do also love a little young blood talent. I will never be against these academy rosters actually being utilized for once and having a younger roster come into a lineup, which we have seen across other big teams, right? Other big teams have been trying this out along with Spirit. along with Navi, and now with VP, maybe that's the trend we're trying to set. I like that. A lot of other esports don't actually utilize academy players or sign these kind of young up-and-comers, so I always like when we have a wave of them in CS to see if they work or not. So Virtus Pro completely overhauled. Yeah, well, they looked broken like this last week, so it made sense. And again, remember, NA killed Virtus Pro. But that is going to do it, folks, for this episode of CS News. What are you most surprised by? What did I miss out there? What do you guys want me to cover? Till next time, take care of yourselves. I am now finally going to go have my first caffeine of the day. It's a glorious time, okay? That's the best part of my day. That and reading you guys and your comments. All right, till next time, take care of yourselves. We'll see you back here soon.